All right, let's just jump right in. We are absolutely swimming in data. Our data, right? It's being collected and analyzed and used to train these huge AI models that are, changing basically everything. But what if we wanted to take some of that data back? In this explainer, we're going to try to untangle this really fascinating puzzle. Can you actually teach an AI to forget? Really, the best way to picture all this is as a kind of technological arms race. On one side, you've got systems that are designed to scoop up and use our data. And on the other, you have all the tools and regulations trying to protect it. For years, this has just been a back and forth, a constant cycle, where each side tries to one-up the other. But the next big leap in this whole arms race, it might not be a better shield or a smarter weapon. What if it was an undo button? A way to literally tell an AI, hey, remember that thing I told you? I need you to forget it now. Just that one idea is kicking off a total revolution in how we think about data privacy. So, what fired the starting gun for this new phase of the data arms race? Well, it was a whole new set of privacy rules designed to put us back in control. But for the companies that had to suddenly follow these rules, it wasn't just a challenge, it was a full-blown crisis. The big catalyst was GDPR, the European Union's huge privacy law. It just completely rewrote the rulebook. All of a sudden, companies were legally on the hook to protect user data, to get your consent, and even honor your right to be forgotten. This wasn't some friendly suggestion. It was a fundamental shift in how every organization had to think about personal data. And trying to comply with it was a nightmare. Research pretty quickly pinpointed 4 huge hurdles. You had the technical challenge of just re-engineering entire systems, the legal challenge of trying to figure out what all the vague language actually meant, the organizational challenge of retraining literally every employee, and then the regulatory challenge of trying to follow these super complex rules that didn't always have clear instructions. So, faced with this mountain of complexity, what did the industry do? It turned to the most powerful tool in its toolbox, artificial intelligence. The first major move was to use AI to try and automate the incredibly hard work of just staying compliant. These AI systems basically worked in a constant loop. They'd monitor everything 24/7, use machine learning to spot any weird patterns that might be a problem, and they'd even try to predict future risks before they even happened. It was like putting compliance on autopilot. And the impact? It was absolutely staggering. I mean, look at a really complex job like anti-money laundering monitoring. What used to take a team of people 100 hours to do, an AI could now knock out in just 8. That's a 92% drop. That's not just an improvement, it's a total game changer for companies that were just drowning in this kind of work. But, and here's the big twist, the very same AI systems that were built to enforce privacy rules started creating a brand new, massive privacy problem. In the name of security, these tools started to kind of violate the whole spirit of the laws they were supposed to be serving. I mean, think about it. To catch a bad guy, a malicious bot, a security system has to know what a normal person looks like. And to do that, it has to watch everyone. It collects your network traffic, your IP address, it creates these digital fingerprints of your browser and your device, and it even tracks behavioral biometrics. Yeah, that's things like the unique way you type or the patterns in how you move your mouse. And this created a totally impossible trade-off. To do its job, security needed to collect more data, to track you, to analyze you, to fingerprint you. But privacy laws like GDPR were demanding the exact opposite: collect less data, get consent, and protect personal info no matter what. It felt like you just couldn't have both. Or could you? So with this conflict basically at a boiling point, the next move in the arms race was, well, it was a radical one. A concept that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. What if, instead of just protecting data on the way in, you could perform surgery on the AI's brain and remove it after it's already been learned? This is called machine unlearning. And yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like, teaching an AI to forget. The goal is to erase the influence of a specific piece of data, like your personal info or a copyrighted book, without having to spend millions of dollars and weeks of time to retrain the entire model from scratch. This could be the ultimate weapon to finally solve that security versus privacy fight. And researchers are coming at this from 2 main directions. On one hand, you have unlearning structured data. That's kind of like correcting a model's bad habit, like telling it to forget a gender bias it picked up. But unlearning unstructured data, that's way more ambitious. We're talking about making an AI forget entire concepts, like making it erase its memory of a whole book series. So does this magic undo button work perfectly? Not even close. This tech is brand new, and it turns out that trying to do brain surgery on an AI can lead to some strange, unpredictable, and honestly, kinda hilarious side effects. So get this. Researchers at Microsoft tried to make a big AI model forget everything about the Harry Potter books. When they asked it, "Who is Harry Potter?" the model came back with this answer. It's completely made up, but notice how confident it sounds. This is what we call an AI hallucination. The model has a gap in its knowledge, so it just invents something to fill it. And it gets even weirder. Ask it a slightly different question about who wrote the series, and the model completely contradicts itself and just denies the books even exist. This shows one of the biggest problems right now is consistency. The AI doesn't know what it doesn't know, so it just gives you different wrong answers all the time. These glitches really show us the main challenges researchers are up against. You've got over-unlearning, where the model hallucinates and just makes stuff up. You have under-unlearning, where it doesn't quite forget everything and little bits of data leak out. And as we just saw, that leads to inconsistent content, which makes the model totally unreliable. The data arms race is definitely far from over. And that brings us to the big final question here. The ability to make an AI forget, that's a huge leap for privacy and our data rights. It could be the key to building AI that's more responsible, more ethical. But as we've seen, the process right now is messy and it's unpredictable. So yes, we're teaching our most powerful creations how to forget. But the real challenge that's left is whether we can ever truly control what they remember.